I've audited hundreds of brands. The ones struggling to charge premium almost never have a pricing problem. They have this: the brand that's broadcasting the wrong signal silently at every single touch point before a single number is ever mentioned. You can raise your prices all you want. It won't matter, not until you fix this first. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that one signal is and the shift that changes everything. If this is the conversation you've been needing, hit like. If you're new here, I'm Mariah, award-winning luxury brand designer and business coach. I help women build high-ticket coaching and consulting businesses with elegance, intention, and strategy that actually supports the way you want to work, not the way the internet tells you to. And if you're building a brand that's meant to attract high-level clients, not chase them, you're in the right place. So make sure you're subscribed. Your brand is already setting your price. You just didn't realize it. Here's what most people miss. Whether you've thought about it or not, you already have a brand, and your brand is deciding what people are willing to pay before you ever say a number out loud. Because branding isn't just your logo, your colors, or your website. It's the way people feel about your business. And that feeling can be engineered. The problem is most entrepreneurs don't. They build in a very DIY way, making decisions as they go, not realizing that every choice is shaping perception. And when that perception isn't intentional, it defaults to the wrong signal. It signals discount, cheapest option, not ready, even when you are incredibly capable. That's the disconnect. You're operating at one level, but your brand is introducing you at another, and high-ticket clients don't stay long enough to reconcile that gap. Why elevating your brand is actually backfiring. This is where it gets frustrating because a lot of women think they're elevating their brand. They're redesigning their website, creating logos, playing with visuals, and on the surface, it might look better, but underneath, it's actually weakening their positioning. Most of my clients are high-achieving women who are used to structure, and when they start their own business, they're excited to express themselves creatively, so they design everything themselves, and it feels empowering, but it's happening outside of their zone of genius. Luxury branding isn't about making something look pretty. It's about making precise decisions, hierarchy, composition, restraint, that communicate authority subconsciously. When those decisions are off, the brand doesn't feel trusted, and that's all it takes for a high-ticket client to quietly opt out. If you're starting to realize your brand might be introducing you at a lower level than you actually operate at, comment signal. Because most women don't have a pricing problem. They have a perception problem. My audience can't afford me is usually not true. I hear this constantly. My audience isn't high ticket, or I'm only attracting people looking for a deal. And I understand why it feels that way because you've built something meaningful and the response doesn't match your vision. But here's what's actually happening. Your brand is filtering your audience before you ever speak to them. If your brand looks DIY or inconsistent, you will attract people shopping at that level. You cannot sell high-end on a DIY brand. It's an oxymoron. And when we shift that, everything changes. Same offer, same expertise, but suddenly clients aren't questioning pricing. They're just booking. Price is a signal, not just a number. I've experienced this myself. I had a $10,000 package that barely sold for 2 years. And when I raised it to $25,000, I booked a dream client within 2 weeks. Nothing changed except the price. Then I raised it again and I got booked out. That's when I realized price isn't just a number, it's a signal. When your brand supports that signal, it feels justified. When it doesn't, it feels expensive. The real fix starts beneath the brand. Now, most people think the answer is to rebrand, but the real shift starts deeper. Your brand sits on top of your strategy, and your strategy sits on top of your identity. If you don't believe in what you're selling, your brand will never communicate it at a high level. And this is exactly what we look at inside of a luxury brand audit, because most brands aren't broken, they're just misaligned. Once you see that clearly, everything else becomes easier to elevate. Go book your complimentary luxury brand audit with the link below. If this shifted the way you're thinking about pricing, go watch this video next: Luxury Branding: How to Build a High-End Brand. Because once your brand starts signaling at the right level, everything else in your business gets easier.